Hello students, and welcome back to another successful module of Bootstrap coding with me, Priyanka. This is the module 16, and in this 16th module we will be covering the concept of pagination. What is a pagination? A pagination is something which you I'm very sure you have used it day in day out when you've been using some websites. Imagine we were reading an online book. That online book that I was reading had lot of pages. The concept of pagination on this book could be, there was a page 1, which is the current page we are reading, an arrow or a next button which navigates me to the next page. Let's say I was now on the second page. There is now another button which is the previous or something like this, which takes the user to the backward page. So there are different ways in which the pagination can be implemented. In fact, you will see in the websites also there are different ways, and we have picked up in this module one of the most commonly used pagination technique. And what we are going to do? Understand pagination. After this module, students, let's say you're working on multiple web pages and you need to include the pagination, you can follow this module, this tutorial, and continue adding pagination on your website. So let's not delay and let's look at the concept of pagination. So in case you need to use the concept of pagination, students, what you need to do here is you will be using the list concept. So if you've already taken the HTML course with us at A2IT, we have covered a module in which we have seen how the lists can be created. A list, what is a list? A list is basically a structured way of representing your data. So it could be things like stationery, and inside this stationery I've got an eraser, I've got a pen, I've got a scale. You know, what is it representing? In a very beautiful way, it is representing me what are the different items in a list. In the HTML course, we discussed that for the main item on the list, we will use UL, and for the subsequent or what is inside, we use LI. So it is UL and LIs which we use. All right. Now, in order to understand the pagination, please make sure you are comfortable in creating simple lists, which we have already covered in HTML. For students who are directly jumping to this module, this is the syntax we used to create UL, and within this UL we had multiple LIs, which are the list items. LI stands for the list items, and then what you do, you have a finishing UL. Now UL here means the unordered list, normally represented with the bullets, you know, of any format. And similarly you got an OL, which is basically the ordered list, and in which you can actually put some nice numbers. It could be Roman numbers, it could be alphabets, uppercase, you know, or it could be lowercase alphabets, it could be anything. And the concept is same. Similarly, in this OL you have multiple LIs. Okay. So if this is clear, what we are going to do next is look at the syntax. So in case you want to use the pagination in Bootstrap, you will be using the class which is called as pagination. See how easy Bootstrap is. For every single thing they have created a class. So again, for the unordered list, we have got a class. The name of the class is pagination. In this UL I have got a LI, and in this LIs I am going to actually put the number. So let's say I was creating a pagination where I had number 1, number 2, 3, 4. So it could be next, you know. Imagine if the user is on this number, it would be previous. If I was doing this, all of these things will go inside the LI, students. Everything will go inside the LIs. These are each and every page items. Okay. And if you want that by default the 3 numbers should be active or they should be highlighted, you can use another attribute which is page item active. All right, enough of theory. Now let's get into hands-on and let's actually look at how we can implement it. All right, where's the code? Now in this particular code, obviously the first 5 to 10 lines are just to tell the system that we are using the concept of Bootstrap. So we have got all our JavaScript and CSS files embedded, and in this particular case, as I said, you will start your UL where you will give your class as, let's see if it comes up. Here you go. You've got this pagination there, and in this you can create multiple LIs, and those LIs will actually be the numbers, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, any numbers, next, previous, anything can be added. Now, there's no point making pagination if you do not link each and every number to a page. And there's a question for you now. How do you link different pages together? Which tag of HTML will help you to link different pages together? Very good. To those who have already answered, already thought of in your mind, it's the anchor tag, the link tag, isn't it? So let's look how we can use that link tag now. I'm going to take this off, and once the syntax is clear, I'm going to show you the concept here now. So in this code, you can see, as I already explained, we have got a UL class, which is the main class for the pagination. We've got a page item, and in this, as I said, we have an anchor tag, where as of now I'm not taking you anywhere, so I'm just using hashes, but here you can give a fully qualified path. You can give a fully qualified path here. All right, and these are the things which will come on the button: previous, 1, 2, 3, and next. Does it make sense? Okay, so now is the time. Let's run this program, save this code, and let's get started. So I'm going to locate for the output file, run this program. Bingo, we can see that what has happened. Let's now compare it with the code that we have written. Right, here we go. So we've got this previous written here. We've got 1, right? You can see the all automatically hover is happening. It's not taking us anywhere because we are just using hashes, right? 2 is by default active. Why? Because we have used page item active. So the moment you use page item active, it just makes this particular link as highlighted. Similarly, next and previous are there on this page. All right, so I leave it to your capable hands, and I'm very sure you can now create pagination in Bootstrap. Go around, check how you can create much more fancy. The concept is going to be the same which we have discussed in our tutorial. Take care, goodbye, and stay tuned with me.